If you take one thing from this video, it's that I have discovered that the tarot card spirit shares all of your information with all of the narcissists and psychopaths in your life if you are watching tarot card videos on YouTube. And not only that, any person in your life that their door is open and that they're a channeler, not just a consumer of channeled messages, but they are a channeler themselves that has communication with the tarot card spirit directly. Any person like that in your life, if you're watching tarot card videos, they will also be able to look into your life and see your thoughts and see your lived experience as though they were watching it on a movie screen. If you're watching tarot card videos, it means that any narcissist and any psychopath in your life now has full access to your lived experience that day and in the past, and has some access to your thoughts. You have no privacy from these horrible, toxic, evil, anti-human people, these psychopaths and narcissists. The first discovery that I've made is that the tarot spirit mimics in exactly the same way that narcissists and psychopaths mimic. Narcissists and psychopaths mimic you, and the tarot spirit mimics you. It's the same behavior. The main discovery that I'm talking about here is the connection between the tarot card spirit and narcissists and psychopaths. There's a connection there. There's a communication there. And the tarot card spirit sees my life, tells it to the narcissists and the psychopaths in my life, and then the narcissists and the psychopaths mimic this back to me in their videos that they make. If your spiritual door's open from watching tarot card videos, the tarot card spirit and you have contracted, and the tarot card spirit can look into your lived experience as though it was watching your life on a movie screen. The narcissists and the psychopaths are of the spirit world, and the tarot card spirit is of the spirit world. I'm Tristan Miklouho-Maklai. Over the last 5-6 years, I've been experiencing and studying and scientifically researching narcissistic mimicry. I've come to know that narcissists have a demon in their heart. They have a spirit world personality in them that is a component of their overall human personality. And it's not a good spirit world personality. It's not an angel. It's a demon. It's bad. It hates humans. What I discovered is that when someone binge watches YouTube tarot card videos and channeling videos, this actually has a magic effect, a black magic effect, which is not good for the person watching those videos. What happens is the person binge watches, say over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, binge watches tarot card videos and channeling videos. These open up the door of that person spiritually to the spirit world. The spirit world then can see into that person's lived experience and into that person's thoughts. Initially, the spirit that does this is the spirit that the person has contracted with when they're watching the tarot card videos and the channeling videos. This spirit I call the tarot spirit. It's one spirit. It sits, if you will, if you visualize it, it sits to the right-hand side and a bit above the tarot card reader. And it watches a movie screen, if you will. This is how you can visualize it. And on the movie screen, it sees your thoughts and your life today and your life in the past. It also has a time travel ability in a limited way to see in a limited way into your future. In my experience, about 7 hours. It can see about 7 hours into your future sometimes. It doesn't always do that. That's rare. But I've seen that on 3 occasions, and it seems to be able to do that. When you binge watch these tarot card videos and channeling videos, you inadvertently contract with the tarot spirit. The spirit world is all about contracts, whether you become a Christian or whether you do something that's anti-Christian, like watching tarot card videos. You're contracting with the spirit world. When you become a Christian, for example, you're contracting with the Christian God. You're making a contract with the Christian God. That's a good side of the spirit world. Heaven, the God in heaven, Jesus. It's a good side of the spirit world. If you become a Christian, you're contracting with the Christian God in heaven. If you watch tarot card videos, you're contracting with a minor demon, nonetheless a very dangerous one, called the tarot spirit, that I call the tarot spirit. And what else can you call it? Because that's what it is. It's the spirit that does the tarot. Just the mere act of you watching tarot card videos and channeling videos on YouTube is you contracting, whether you know it or not. It's you consenting. It's you consenting into a contract with the tarot spirit. And what are you consenting to? The deal is the tarot spirit will look into your lived experience and then tell that to the tarot card reader or the channeler, who will then tell it to you. It's offering you a cheap party trick. And what's the price that you pay for that cheap party trick? The price that you pay is that you open the door, you open your door spiritually, you open your spiritual door to the spiritual world, to the spirit world. We live in the human world. There's a big wall or a partition that separates our world from the spirit world. When you open the door to the spirit world, you allow the spirit world to come into your life and to see your life as though there are a camera crew around you right now, looking at you, seeing you talking, all around you, seeing anything that it wants, a camera crew. Imagine it like that. The spirit world, when you open the door to the spirit world comes into your life as though it were a camera crew in your room, when you're asleep, when you're awake, when you're at work, when you're on the toilets, when you're in the shower, when you're cleaning your teeth. Every aspect of your life, it's there looking. The demons are there around you, looking at you. But in addition to that observation of your lived experience, the spirit world can see into your mind and can see your thoughts quite accurately. If there's a moment in the day where you've thought about a certain thing, it can pinpoint that moment and it can feed it back to you. So when you inadvertently contract with the tarot spirit by watching tarot card videos, you give the tarot card spirit permission to look into your life, and then it tells the tarot card reader what it sees of your life, as though it's in a movie theater watching your life on the silver screen, and it's seeing you there, and it's going, oh, and this is what he did next, and oh, he did this next. And it's saying this to the tarot card reader, and then on the video they're saying what it sees and what it tells them. And then you consume the video, and through the magic of the spirit world, you get your lived experience and often your thoughts mirrored back to you, mimicked back to you. I realized this, and I realized that there was a similarity between the tarot card spirit with its constant mimicry of me, and with narcissists and psychopaths and borderlines and also other cluster disorders, cluster A's, schizoids or schizoids as they call it, they mimic. So I noticed that cluster disordered people, they mimic, and I noticed that the tarot card spirit mimics. As far as, they say that people watch tarot card videos for the purpose of seeing the future, getting a glimpse at the future. In my own personal experience, I somewhat, I'll admit it, I got addicted to tarot card videos and channeling videos for about 3 weeks there. And the reason why I got addicted was the same reason why I got addicted to narcissists and psychopaths, because of the mimicry. Mimicry to a person who's lonely or who's been abandoned in their childhood, mimicry is intensely satisfying. Think about it. When nobody gives a damn about you and nobody sees you, nobody cares about you, nobody notices you, here is an exquisite and perfect and accurate noticing of you. Every aspect of your hopes and dreams and wants and your needs and your troubles is seen and acknowledged and said back to you through the tarot spirit, through the tarot card reader. This kind of mirroring is addictive, and I noticed that the addictive mimicry of the tarot card spirit of my lived experience, the things that matter to me, it was mirroring these things back to me, was exactly the same as the 5 years, hence the 5 years in the past of experience that I've had with narcissists and psychopaths mimicking me. and it felt the same. It had that same euphoric, intoxicating feeling. So I wasn't watching the tarot card videos to see into the future. I was watching them because somehow I enjoyed them so much that I just kept watching them. And when I asked myself, why was I watching them? I realized it's because, just like the psychopaths, the tarot card reader was mimicking my life. The first discovery that I've made is that the tarot spirit mimics in exactly the same way that narcissists and psychopaths mimic. Narcissists and psychopaths mimic you, and the tarot cards, the tarot spirit mimics you. It's the same behavior. And because I know that there is a spirit world component to the personality of narcissists and psychopaths, and because I know that the tarot card reader is routinely asking quote unquote spirit for information and guidance and so on, and then mimicking your lived experience back to you, I realize that there is a spirit world association of tarot cards, and that's obvious, and that there's a spirit world association of cluster Bs, and that they're both engaging in this same behavior. I devised a test because I thought to myself, well, if they're both engaging in the same behavior, maybe that they're the same, or maybe they're related. Maybe the spirit that's in the narcissists and the psychopaths is the same or related to the tarot card spirit because they're behaving in the same way. I devised a test to see if there was a connection between the tarot spirit and the narcissists and the psychopaths in my life. And the test was, at that point, I was not making videos on YouTube. So the narcissists and the psychopaths in my life that normally mimic me, they had stopped mimicking me. They had nothing left to mimic. So for the first time in years, in about 5 years, these narcissists and psychopaths in my life on YouTube that I would watch their videos, they stopped mimicking me because they would always mimic my videos that I put out. I would put out a video, they would watch my video, and they would mimic my video in their videos. So I'd stopped making videos for quite some time. And so I did something very deliberate in my own private and secret life. And then I watched the videos of the narcissists and psychopaths who were no longer mimicking me to see if they were able to see if anything happened. Like, for example, if they would mimic me. And they did. They did. Not only that, but I should backtrack a bit. First of all, the tarot card readers that I'd been following, there was one main one that I was following because she was just so perfectly accurate. She was seeing everything in my life, but there were others too. And it didn't really matter. Any tarot card reader on YouTube would be able to see into my lived experience. But some I liked more than others. I watched 3 of them, one that I really liked, one that I sometimes watched, and one that I'd almost never watched before. It might have been the first time that I watched her, actually. So I watched 3 tarot card readers on that day, and they all acknowledged the thing that I'd done accurately. It was a thing that I did privately myself, in secret, that was unique, that I didn't usually do. I didn't do it very often. And all 3 tarot card readers just blatantly said what it was. That was the first thing. And I'd become accustomed to this by now. I knew that tarot card readers mimic one's lived experience. Now I was seeing if there was any connection between the spirit in the narcissists and the spirit in the tarot card spirit. I waited until videos were made on YouTube by the narcissists and psychopaths that mimic me, and I looked at the thumbnail and the title, and I watched the videos a bit, and I could see straight away from the thumbnails, the title image with the title writing and imagery and so on. I could see straight away that they were picking up on what the tarot card spirit was picking up on. And what I determined was that with my spiritual door open to the tarot card spirit, the tarot card spirit was then communicating this information across to the narcissists and psychopaths in my life that had a habit of mimicking my videos in their videos and telling them my lived experience. The tarot card spirit was telling the narcissists and psychopaths in my life my lived experience, and then they had some fresh material to go on, and then they would incorporate that in their videos. They would mimic my lived experience in their videos. Now, just to refresh your memory, there's about 3 that I was looking at, 3 narcissists and psychopaths on YouTube that I was looking at to see if they were able to do something interesting or mimic. I had a theory that they would possibly have a communication of some kind with the tarot spirit, and I was able to demonstrate that that was correct. They are able to mimic my lived experience, it seems, based on what the tarot card spirit communicates to them when I'm watching tarot card videos and my spiritual door is open and the tarot card spirit can see into my life as though it had a camera crew in my life. Right here, right now, a spiritual camera crew looking at my life and then putting this on a big screen. You might visualize it that way, putting it on a big silver screen for the tarot card spirit to watch my life on a movie screen. And then you've got the tarot card reader, and they are doing the tarot card video or the channeling video, and I watch the channeling video, and through the magic of the spirit world, it's magic, it's black magic. It's not science, it's not physics, it's not chemistry, it's magic, okay? So it's not things that you're familiar with, that you've been trained in formal education and in language, communication, mathematics, physics, science. It's not these things. You can use the scientific method to analyze it, to analyze the spirit world, which I've done successfully. I'm anticipating that some people would go, this makes no sense. Well, it makes no sense perhaps to people that have been trained in science and physics and so on. This isn't science, this isn't physics, this isn't study of the material world. It's the study of the interaction of the spirit world with our material world. Once your spiritual door is opened by the innocent seeming tarot spirit, the devil can come in. It'll be extremely evil, and it'll usually be in the form of a contract that if you would just agree, you can have all the fame that you want, something like that. So the first contract, which seems innocent enough, is with the tarot spirit, and the second, and then once your door's open, the devil can come in and insidiously make you offers. That's extremely dangerous. That's extreme danger. So don't watch tarot card videos and don't watch channeling videos. You might not know, as I didn't know. At first, I didn't know that they were tarot card videos. At first there was people on videos, and they were saying things like, you're a really great person, you're going to be really successful one day, and people are discovering how good you are, and all this kind of stuff. And it's very nice to hear that message. But that wasn't the main thing. The interesting thing is when you listen to these videos, you realize that they were talking about things that were in your unique personal life. And I remember on one of the first ones that I watched, I was flabbergasted. And I just said, this is amazing. You've accurately described my life. And that, I didn't know it, but that was a channeling video. There was no tarot cards involved. It's just someone speaking on YouTube. And it kind of looks like a Christian video, like a prophecy video, but there's no mention of God or Jesus. Some of them do actually masquerade as prophecy videos, but it's the tarot card spirit that's working through them. There are legitimate Christian prophecy people on YouTube, and to make matters more complicated, some of them are narcissists. This is a very interesting field. It's very dangerous. I feel, though, that people need to know this stuff. This is only an executive summary of my experiences. I have probably now 100 hours of research material into this stuff on video. Examples, proof, evidence that I can show you. But that will have to wait to another time. I work for a living. I don't have any time. I don't have 3 months to compile all of this stuff in a way that the audience can understand it. So today you're just getting a half an hour video giving you an overview of where I've been over the last several months and what's been happening. I've made a scientific discovery in the realm of psychology and spirituality. I've discovered that the spirit world is real. It does exist. I already knew that from my study of narcissists and psychopaths, but this took things to the next level of comprehension, where I realized, and I guess the main discovery that I'm talking about here, is the connection between the tarot card spirit and narcissists and psychopaths. There's a connection there. That's what I'm telling you. There's a connection there. There is a communication there. I don't think that they're one and the same, but if your spiritual door's open from watching tarot card videos, the tarot card spirit and you have contracted, and the tarot card spirit can look into your lived experience as though it was watching your life on a movie screen. And it can also look into your mind. It can merge into your mind and read your thoughts. It can read your thoughts. It then mimics back to you your thoughts and your lived experience that day and in the past. And it also sometimes tells you what it is alleging people in your life are thinking and feeling and doing at that time, which could be true, but even if it is, the price to pay is too high, because it's putting you in striking range where the devil can strike at you. If your spiritual door is shut, it's much, 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 much harder for the devil to strike at you. I also found that as my spiritual door was open, I had a lot of bad luck. I would have day after day at work of bad luck where just everything was going wrong, and where everything looked like it was my fault to the clients and to the owner of the company. Even though I was innocent and I was working diligently and so on, I was having bad luck. I was having so much bad luck. So when you open your door to the spirit world, you have a lot of bad luck, and it's dangerous. You feel like you kind of got to look over your shoulder. You feel like something could just come out of the blue, and you become hyper vigilant. A bit like dealing with narcissists, you would become hyper vigilant if you're kind of under attack by a narcissist. It's the same way. When you've got your spiritual door open, you become hyper vigilant, because there's so much weird shit swirling around you. You feel like, you know, in Indiana Jones, he's in the Temple of Doom or whatever, and there's all these booby traps everywhere, and one of them, a big boulder, comes rolling along, and he's got just seconds to dive out of the way and get out of the way of it, or else it'll crush him, and maybe he's walking through a tunnel in the temple, and some big spikes come out of the wall or out of the roof or something, or a big spinning circular blade or something. He's surrounded by booby traps. If he just steps in the wrong spot, he might step on a booby trap. When your spiritual door's open, it's exactly like that. You're surrounded by booby traps. It's as though you might step on a landmine at any time. Everything that would normally feel safe starts to feel unsafe. Things get weird. It's not a good place to be. I've also accumulated enough evidence during this time that my door's been open that later on I can demonstrate to you, the public, this connection between my lived experience, the tarot card spirit, and the mimicry of the narcissists and the psychopaths in my life, who otherwise have no clue what I'm up to, because I haven't published any videos in months. And yet they're able to accurately, in their videos, mimic and refer back to my lived experience that day. In other words, I have unique experience today, and then tonight I see on YouTube that the narcissists and psychopaths that have mimicked me for a long time, they've been able to present in their videos unique themes that were in my life that day. They're able to mimic my life that day with their videos that they published that day. Where are they getting this information from? The narcissists and the psychopaths are of the spirit world, and the tarot card spirit is of the spirit world, and the tarot card spirit sees my life, tells it to the narcissists and the psychopaths in my life, and then the narcissists and the psychopaths mimic this back to me in their videos that they make. It's not just the cluster disordered people, particularly the cluster Bs, that have access to this information. So if you're watching tarot card videos, it means that any narcissist and any psychopath in your life now has full access to your lived experience that day and in the past, and has some access to your thoughts. You have no privacy from these horrible, toxic, evil, anti-human people, these psychopaths and narcissists. Do you want the psychopaths and the narcissists in your life knowing what you're thinking or what you're doing right now? Do you want them watching you when you're on the toilet? Do you want them looking into your thoughts? Very dangerous, extremely dangerous. But it's not just the narcissists and the psychopaths that get this information. I also discovered, to my surprise, that there were a few people that I didn't know had the ability to channel, but I knew were not narcissists or psychopaths, that emerged and revealed to me through their commentary to me or through their videos. They revealed to me that they were able to channel my lived experience and my thoughts. They had access to the tarot spirit. One person, another content creator, she and I hadn't spoken for a long time, as in typed comments on BitChute on each other's videos. We hadn't spoken in probably, I don't know, a year or more. And I thought I'd never hear from her again. Out of the blue, she shows up and she answers one of my comments that I left on her channel like a long time ago, 6 months ago, that she never answered. And she answers my comment with a strange cryptic comment that seems to make no sense and that doesn't seem to answer the question that I'd asked her or the comment that I'd made. But within about 5 seconds of reading her comment, I knew exactly what she was referring to. And I realized that she knew something in my life that I thought was secret, that we sort of used to be friends and both content creators, and then we had a bit of a falling out and I banned her off my channel. And out of the blue, she comes back and she says to me something, and I instantly recognize what she's talking about. And she's revealing to me by Gestalt communication that she knows a secret in my life. And how does she know it? I suspected that she also had access to the tarot spirit. Later on, I was able to confirm that she did have access to the tarot spirit. And I actually did, I'll show you this at the end of 2025, I suppose, if I've got time to make this documentary. But up on my wall up there, I posted a picture. I posted a piece of paper. I sticky taped onto the wall a piece of paper. This is an experiment that I did with her. And the piece of paper, I got a texter, a black texter, and I drew something on there, and I wrote in capital letters what the thing was. And then I sent her an email and I said, "Hi, I just put something on my wall on a piece of paper. It's an image and it's a word. Can you tell me what it is?" And at the time that I put it up there, I was thinking of a concept. Can you tell me what concept I was thinking of? She was of the habit of not replying to my emails, but of replying by making a video that replied to my emails. So she made a video that replied to my email, and at first I thought that it wasn't anything, and I gave it a thumbs down. And then I thought, hang on, just slow down and listen a bit more and just realize what she's saying. And I actually got out Notepad on the computer and typed out all of the words I could understand her say, because she's got a thick accent and she kind of mumbles. But any concepts or phrases or anything that she said, I wrote it down. And I tried to think, what is she referring to there? And at the end of it, I was in no doubt that she'd not only seen the word, but she'd most definitely seen the concept, the theme that I was thinking of. And in fact, the focus in her whole video was not on the word and the picture that was posted on the wall, which arguably is a much easier thing for a channeler to see than what you're thinking about. The focus of her channeled video message back to me was all about what I was thinking about. That was the focus. Like, if 10% of the video was about the picture and the word on the wall, the other 90% was focused on what I was thinking about, the concept. She was able to see it. She didn't know what she was seeing. The tarot card spirit was giving her a whole lot of things, but I knew what she was talking about. She didn't know. Like, she was being given a whole lot of imagery and words and stuff, or concepts, and she was trying to say them, and I was writing them down, and then I was realizing that she was accurately seeing what I was thinking about. So this proved to me that the tarot card spirit has access to one's thoughts and to the things around one, external to one, in one's life. And I endeavored, that's a scientific test of this spirit world phenomena, and it was a successful test. At that point, I realized that I was surrounded by evil, and that I'd had experience with the evil side of the spirit world for so many years now that I was in no doubt, absolutely no doubt. I'd proven that the spirit world exists and that it has an impact here on humans in this tangible world. And I was left thinking to myself, I know the devil, I know the demons, I know the narcissists and the psychopaths, and now I know the tarot spirit. The closest call of my life, the closest shave of my life. Others would not have been so lucky as me who watched tarot card videos on YouTube. They wouldn't have noticed what it was at the time. So one of my main message to you is do not watch tarot card videos and do not watch channeled message videos. Don't do it, because it opens up your door to the negative spirit world, and then all sorts of bad luck and bad stuff can start happening to you. But overall, the tarot card reader and the tarot card spirit doing the channeled messages, it's nothing more than a cheap party trick. It's a cheap party trick. It's like a stage magician doing abracadabra, rabbit in a hat kind of stuff. It's nothing that's going to be positively consequential to your life. They're not giving you information that's really going to help your life. You shouldn't even watch one. The Bible warns against diviners and tarot card readers, but it doesn't say why. I think it says that they're unclean or something, but it doesn't say why. Well, the reason why is that it opens your door to the spirit world. The devil can come in and make you an offer, and a whole lot of bad luck can start happening in your life day after day, inexplicably. But the discovery that I've made here is that in addition to all of those things, why you shouldn't watch tarot card videos on YouTube or go to tarot card readers in person is because any narcissist or psychopath in your life that you know and that knows you, whether you know that they're a narcissist or a psychopath or you're not aware of it, any one of them in your life that you know and that knows you, they can effectively read your mind and see your lived experience. When you're sitting on the dunny, they can see it. You got no privacy. You got no privacy from effectively demonically possessed people. If you take one thing from this video, it's that I have discovered that the tarot card spirit shares all of your information with all of the narcissists and psychopaths in your life if you are watching tarot card videos on YouTube. And not only that, any person in your life that their door is open and that they're a channeler, not just a consumer of channeled messages, but they are a channeler themselves that has communication with the tarot card spirit directly. Any person like that in your life, if you're watching tarot card videos, they will also be able to look into your life and see your thoughts and see your lived experience as though they were watching it on a movie screen. So that's my discovery. Oh yeah, one more thing that I wanted to say. I wanted to finish a thought. So I was mentioning that I now have experience with the negative spirit world. And there is what I would call a loud silence now of the positive spirit world. Where are the angels? Where is the good God or the good gods? Where are they? All I've had experience with is the negative, the evil spirit world. But if there's an evil spirit world, is it just all evil? Or is there a good spirit world somewhere? I wondered then if it was possible to hear from the Christian God. I did something like I prayed to the Christian God in heaven or something like that. And I said, I think I said, can you give me a sign? Where are you? Christian God in heaven, Jesus and the God in heaven, where are you? I've seen all the evil. Where's the good God? And I got a very I got a quite a subtle message, but pretty quick, and by similar methods of spirit world communication that I was familiar with, I got a message which was quite possibly from the God in heaven, which I don't think I'll go into right now, but the message was much more respectful in nature than the communication of the tarot card spirit. The tarot card spirit, to just sum it up to you bluntly, the tarot card spirit is all about violating your privacy. And the message I got, which I think was from the God in heaven, was focused on respecting me by respecting my privacy. Can I put it to you like that? So at some point I'll probably show what happened and what I mean, but the implication of what I've experienced is potentially quite profound. I think a lot of people, probably billions of Christians, if they haven't heard from God, they might be wondering, where is God? Does God speak to me? And if so, how does God speak to me? I can think of things to try out in the future and experiments to do in the future in a Christian context, to try and hear from the Christian God, the God in heaven. I think there's a big interest there. A lot of people would be wondering, does the Christian God exist? And if so, if the Christian God exists, then surely the Christian God speaks or communicates to us. Has anyone been able to demonstrate the Christian God speaking to them or communicating to them? The methodology and the experience that I have with demonstrating and providing evidence for and proving that the dark spirit world communicates, primarily through mimicry, but through other things as well, through different forms of communication. I might well be able to use this framework of analysis and this methodology to demonstrate that the Christian God also communicates. And that's something that I'll be looking into in the near future. I'm a scientist, and I now am having the possibility to see if my hypothesis is correct, that quite possibly communications from the Christian God can be demonstrated. But I just wanted to add that if you were to draw like a pie chart or something, I've had this massive experience of communication from the negative spirit world to the point that I'm wondering, is that all there is? These are the demons. Where's the angels? Do the angels communicate? And these are the devil. But I haven't heard from the angels. I haven't heard from the Christian God in heaven. So do they exist? I've demonstrated that the spirit world is real, that evil is real, and that demons are real. But I haven't heard from, not conclusively, I haven't conclusively heard from the Christian God in heaven. It's as though it were a loud silence, a silence that is screamingly loud. The absence of the Christian God, when confronted with all this evidence of evil, one wonders, why am I not hearing from the Christian God? And I'm not a Christian, so maybe it stands to reason that I'm not hearing from the Christian God because the way I've figured out that it works is if you contract with an element of the spirit world, you get the effects of that element of the spirit world. You contract with the tarot spirit, you get the effects of the tarot spirit. It then stands to reason, doesn't it, that if you contract with the Christian God, you might well get the effects of the Christian God. How would you contract with the Christian God? Well, you contract with the tarot spirit by watching tarot card videos and channeling videos on YouTube. It's as simple as that. That's the magical contract. You just watch the video. That's you opening up your spirit door to the negative spirit world. So if you stop doing that, if you stop watching the tarot card videos, your door begins to shut to the spirit world. So then, if you want to contract with the Christian God, how do you do it? Well, the word of the Christian God, the word of God, is in the Bible. The Bible is direct speech of God. And so if you want to contract with God, I believe, and I've been testing this out, and I've been listening to audiobooks of the Bible now for quite some time, for a few days. I believe that if you want to contract with the Christian God, the benevolent, loving Christian God, you want to be watching audiobooks and listening to audiobooks of the Bible. And I've started with Psalms, and I've been listening to all the Psalms. I think there's 140 or 150 of them in total, and so I'm not very familiar with the Bible. This is really the first time in my life of really sort of trying to know what's in the Bible. So I believe that scientifically, I believe that just through exposure to the Bible, I'm contracting with the Christian God in heaven. And now I'm seeing what, if any, effects are happening in my life simply by me contracting with the Christian God by listening to audiobooks of the Bible. So I've gone from watching tarot card videos on YouTube. I've stopped doing that a long time ago. I've gone from that to now going, well, let's contract now with the Christian God and see what happens.